We are going live. Oh, this is truly one of the best moments of my life. Hello. Are you guys hyped? Are you hyped? Are you hyped? I mean, is this what you expected? Come on, everybody. This is the best night ever for any New York Knicks fan in the 2000s. This is fantastic. The New York Knicks just eliminated the championship Boston Celtics on the New York Knicks home court. First time they've done it in forever. They haven't been to the Eastern Conference Finals in 25 years, and they did it tonight against the reigning champions. The New York Knicks are a force to be reckoned with. Let's go! This is my championship Knicks jacket. I've been waiting. I've been holding on to this since the 80s. Maybe 90s. Maybe like 90. I don't care. Right here. Eastern Conference. The New York Knicks are going to the Eastern Conference Finals. Let's go. Let's go, people. Smash that like button. Welcome into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George. I am so incredibly ecstatic right now. I wish I was right there on 7th Avenue right now. I'd be losing my shit right now with everybody. Oh my God. What an amazing, resounding victory. Completely leaves no doubt that the New York Knicks are a crazy force to be reckoned with. There is no ceiling on this team. You cannot give me a ceiling. You can't put a ceiling above this team because no one knows. They'll break right through it. Down 20 points in game 1 on the road? Fuck that. They came back and won. Down 20 points again in the second game on the road with less time. They came back and won that. Then they come back. Then the whole narrative, wow. If the Knicks let the Boston Celtics win game 3, the whole series is over. Wow. Here we are. Game 6, the New York Knicks destroys the Boston Celtics 119-81 to eliminate them and advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. Let's go, New York. Go, New York. Go. Yeah, let's go. I love it. Thank you guys for joining me here. Oh, my God. This jacket is hot. It is Los Angeles. It is Los Angeles here, and I couldn't be happier. I wish I was in New York right now. I'm sure right now people are losing their minds on 7th Avenue. I used to live on 7th Avenue and 23rd Street. 7th and 23rd, I used to walk over to the Madison Square Garden to MSG to watch games, and I have seen so many incredible games at MSG when I lived there, but this game has to have been the greatest playoff victory since the Knicks went to the finals. There's no doubt about that. Shout out, Jesse Rodriguez. What's up, brother? This one's for Dylan. That is right. Dylan, my son, it's birthday week. His birthday was on Monday when the Knicks took care of business in Game 4. Don't want to talk about Game 5, but they delivered within birthday week. You guys know about birthday week, right? Yes. Celebration. Happy birthday to you, Dylan. I'm so happy for you. We FaceTimed before I came on here. He is overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed, man. I just cannot believe what's happening. What a resounding victory. Look, shout out to the chat. We got everybody in here. Let's go. We got Stanley Mann in the house. Alex Kispa. We got Lex the Destroyer, the best mod around. Taka. Silvery Gray. Drew's Reviews. Let's go. Margaret Edwards. What's up? Oh, my God. Thank you guys for joining me here. Zach in L.A. Nicholas Joseph. We're just going to keep going. We're going to rock tonight. This is a celebration, and we should celebrate it. The New York Knicks were counted out by everybody. before Tatum went down. This was put be clear about that. They were counted out. But the New York Knicks wrapped up that Game 4 victory. They had it wrapped up before Tatum, unfortunately, snapped his Achilles. Not that I don't, honestly, I'm going to tell you something. I think Knicks would have won Game 5 in Boston if Tatum had played. They just weren't ready for a Boston team without Tatum. They didn't make the adjustments. They had no idea what they were going to be facing. And you saw it. They looked befuddled, utterly befuddled, but not tonight. Tonight, they looked determined. They looked dominant. They looked energized. They were connected. This New York Knicks team, if they play like this for the rest of the playoffs, they're going to be champions. They will be champions of the NBA. I don't care who's on the other side. If the New York Knicks play like this, I have been waiting for a resounding game like this from the New York Knicks, where the Knicks just came out and dominated from end to end and allowed no possibility for their opponent to even get any kind of footing and to at least put a stake in the ground and say, okay, we climb back. Now we're down 15. Now we're just down 10. We just need a run. And now we can be, now we'd be down 5. No. The Knicks never allowed that. They suffocated them on both ends. Fantastic. And this was a game where OG Anunoby started off. He was missing everything. And then he started hitting. But Mikal Bridges deserves a shout out. I loved his energy from the jump all the way to the end. But this is the Karl Anthony Towns game. Karl came out tonight, and he was determined to deliver a victory for his team. And he did it. He established a tone and a ferocity. He roared, literally at one point in that first half. He roared on the court, the big cat did. And the Knicks followed. And he led them to the promised land, which is the Eastern Conference Finals. But it's not the final. It's not the end. There's still more work to do. We're going to get into all of that. Welcome into the Knicks-Verse. I am George Esguerra. Welcome into the Knicks-Verse. Follow me on social media. Subscribe to this channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, turn on the notification bell so you know when I go live or drop a new video. And share this video. Share it right now to all your Knicks fans, even your marginal Knicks fans. Share this video right now. We are going to celebrate tonight because this is the best night of the best Knicks night of my entire son's life, which is the room. I'm in his childhood room. This is where I have created into the Knicks-Verse. He's a man now. He's an incredible man, 25 years old. He's living in Seattle. Living a great life. He's fabulous. He's just a brilliant kid. But he had to suffer. He had to suffer like most of us did. He had to suffer with his dad all these losses, all this confusion. Phil Jackson. What the hell? What the fuck was that? Fizdale. What was that? And now we're here. We're all here together. Thank you for joining me. Love you all. You guys, Vincent Huang, thank you so much for your contribution to Super Chat. I really appreciate it. I gotta say, I'm not surprised at all. And you guys know, especially the hardcore, the faithful Knicks fans and Knicks-Verse fans. I believe this was possible. I did. And tonight was a night where it all came together in such a beautiful way. And now the Knicks the season began on October 22nd when the Knicks got their asses humiliated on national television as the first NBA regular season game broadcast, and they got humiliated. And tonight, the Knicks had poetic justice, and they humiliated that same opponent. But they did it in the playoffs when it actually matters. actually matters. Shout out to Alex Gispa. Thank you so much for your super chat, brother. He says, we doing it, Uncle George. This team is still together, ready for Pacers as long as we got Brunson, Mitchells, and OG Hart. We have a chance against anyone. 100% agree with that. We have a chance against anyone. Honestly, I'm going to be really frank with you guys. If you're a gambler and you've watched the entire playoffs, the New York Knicks should be the favorite to win the NBA championship at this point. Don't listen to the garbage that the pundits say in the national media. I watch every single Knicks game, and I watch tons of other games. Yes, OKC, of course. Denver, yeah. And then the Timberwolves, okay. No. The Knicks just defeated the reigning champions. And they did it in such a bizarre fashion. In such a, let's just figure it out no matter what type fashion. The Indiana Pacers right now should be experiencing a collective gulp. They don't want to face this team. Of course they're going to lie to themselves because they have to create a narrative internally so they can even get out on the court. But if this version of the Knicks shows up for 4 games against the Pacers will have no answer. They will be booking a trip to Cancun while the Knicks are going to the finals. Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! Let's go! Woo! I love it! Let's go! Knicks advance! Knicks advance to the Eastern Conference Finals! Let's fucking go! Tom Thibodeau saved his coaching career tonight! That's right! He will remain the coach of the New York Knicks no matter what happens. No matter what happens in the Eastern Conference Finals, he's the coach for next season, and that is one of the reasons why the Knicks won tonight, because he knew he had to win this game. He couldn't fuck around at all. He prepared them properly. He spoke the right words. He presented the correct attitude, and the New York Knicks are now one of the final 4 teams remaining. And guess what? The Knicks have home court advantage in the Eastern Conference Finals. But by the way, home court hasn't meant that much in the playoffs so far. But maybe it will in the Eastern Conference Finals. Things get a little that's one thing that I've noticed over the years. Things change, they evolve as things progress into the finals, into the Eastern Conference Finals. And this time the New York Knicks are going to be ready. Absolutely going to be ready. Oh, my God. Shout out to the chat. Thank you guys for joining me here. We got a tremendous group here right now. You guys have been with me all year, and then some new guys, some new people in here. I love it. Thank you for joining me. We got Bayard Carmeniki, Crazy and Insane TV, Sandman, what's up? We survey 100 people. Lex, the Destroyer, best mod around. Lex, don't worry. It's still coming. This was a crazy busy week. Gonna get to it. Gonna send you a snapback. Thank you so much, brother, for sticking with me all season long for over the years. Definitely, it's coming your way, no doubt about it. We got Taka, Eric V. We got Watchman. We got Gideon. What's up, G Money? What's up, G Money? That's right. They've saved his job. All right, let's keep moving on right here. El Cid. El Cid. Oh man, he's old timer with me. All right, let's move on. Right here, 119-81. And this man stepped up. He established the tone early in the first quarter. If you saw the pregame show, you knew I highlighted that Cat needed to just basically come out and dominate. He needed to be the one to establish the tone, and that is exactly what he did in that first quarter. Exactly what he did. He roared tonight. He established his presence as the big man on the court. Kristaps who? Wait, Cornette? Al Horford? What? No. It's Karl Anthony Towns, the number 1 draft pick. He delivered like one tonight. Beautifully done. And then Thibs in the postgame. Look how exhausted Thibs looks. Look at that. He probably hasn't slept. He probably has slept maybe a total of 4 hours in the last 48 hours. There it looks. But he is rewarded with a tremendous victory. Ian Begley tweeted this out. Tom Thibodeau, after Knicks advanced to their first ECF in 25 years, quote, "The goal is to win a championship. We have 8 wins. We need 16. Abso-fucking-lutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. I love that attitude. He knows what the true goal is. He knows it. He's been a part of a championship run. Ironically, with the boys in green. And now he's going to do it for the men in orange and blue and for all the New Yorkers that have suffered for 50 years waiting for a basketball championship. We love the sport of basketball. We bleed orange and blue. We've been waiting for this moment like a lifetime. And now we're back. We're right here. Outstanding. And honestly, when I say there is no ceiling on this Knicks team, I mean it. I mean it. And by that, what I mean by that is we don't know what they're truly capable of doing. I guarantee you, even myself included, I never thought they could pull off 2 20-point comebacks against the championship Boston Celtics. And they did it on the road. So they've already established that they can pull off miracles. They're the miracle Knicks. In 69, it was the miracle Mets. Now we got the miracle Knicks. Let's embrace. Let's go. Let's go, New York. Go, New York. Go. Let's go. I love it. Oh, Sandman, thank you so much for the super chat. Cat Mad, Hartford, look 100 years. He made Hartford look 100 years old. He certainly did. And then shout out to Mark Berman, man. Because you guys, I'm sure the super young guys don't remember Mark Berman. He retired about 3 years ago, but he was the beat writer for the New York Post covering the New York Knicks. And he wrote here, my first year on Knicks beat in 99-2000 covered Pacers Knicks in Eastern Conference Finals. Figured I'd cover a bunch of them. Knicks never made it there again until tonight. Bring on the Pacers. Congrats to Leon for getting them back. Beautifully said. Beautifully said. And then Dave Portnoy, Mr. Barstool Sports, or whatever the fuck his company is or whatever. You saw him on the sidelines in Boston. You saw him laughing at the Knicks after the Game 5 debacle. And this is what he tweeted earlier today. I've been on X a long time. And then he's a douche. He calls it X. Only a douche calls it X. It's fucking Twitter, Dave. We all know it's Twitter. It's not fucking X. X is a bullshit fucking narrative that Elon wants to create. It's fucking Twitter. We all know it's Twitter. And that's why your team is fucking going home, you fucking asshole. I've never sensed more fear and apprehension from a fan base than I do from all Knicks fans right now. Not if you watch this channel, brother. There was no fear in this channel. There was no apprehension. I knew what happened in Game 5. I knew what happened. I knew the Knicks were going to destroy tonight. I've been waiting for the Knicks to have an offensive onslaught like it happened tonight. We would have scored 130, 140 if the game actually mattered after midway through the third quarter. Pure fear, pure terror. They're trying to put on a brave face, but I can smell blood in the water. Guess what? You know whose blood is in the water right now? I know you know who it is. And it's green. It's green. And it's in the harbor, right there in the harbor where the Boston Tea Party happened right now. Let's go, Knicks! Fuck you, Dave Portnoy. And then here, look at Josh Hart. Josh Hart recorded a triple-double tonight versus Boston, which makes him the first Knick to record a triple-double in the postseason since our guy, Walt Clyde Frazier, in 71-72. Outstanding game. Look, he made a couple of, especially one specific terrible pass. It was a fast break. The Knicks got a great stop on one end, and it was a fast break, and he had Mitch on the right side of the paint. He could have just lobbed it up, but for some reason, the other Knicks fear attempting a lob to Mitch. Instead, He tried to pass it out to Mikal Bridges out on the three-point line. Terrible pass behind him. It was a turnover. If this was a Boston team that was whole and were feeling their oats and were comfortable, that could have been a turning point. But luckily, the New York Knicks did not allow it to be. And then Josh Hart goes on to deliver that triple-double, the first one since Walt Clyde Frazier in the playoffs. 10 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists. Fantastic game for the man from Villanova. Outstanding. Well done, Josh. Well done, Josh. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Oh, and then here, man. Enjoy the moment, guys. But guess what? You guys are going to have a lot more moments to enjoy. A lot more moments to enjoy. Shout out to Leon and Worldwide Wes for assembling this squad and taking us to the Eastern Conference Finals. Shout out to them. Beautifully done. And shout out to them, and Leon specifically, for realizing that Mitch Robinson was the final ingredient on this team. He was like the salt that was needed to turn this dish into something magnificent. You know, you guys know, if you guys are cooks, you guys are chefs in any way, shape, or form, you know that salt enhances all the other flavors and creates a beautiful unity. It's like a symphony. And that was what Mitch Robinson has done. For a guy that comes off the bench, a guy that can't shoot free throws, though, that story, that narrative has shifted as well. The longest tenured Knick, a second-round pick, who I was lucky enough to see in his first game ever wearing a New York Knicks uniform in Summer League. And me and my son were sitting there and we were watching this and we're like, holy shit, this guy's got crazy hops. What can this guy eventually achieve? Well, tonight we saw it. This is what he eventually achieved right here. Look at this. The greatest defensive possession I've ever seen. Look at this. Look at this. On his own. And he gets the steal. And then the Knicks go on the other end. And then I love that it was Towns, the double big lineup. There it is. Delivers the winner. Yes, let's go. That was outstanding. Outstanding right there. Look at this. He guarded 4 Celtics, or assisted on guarding 4, helped out on 4 Celtics. Actually, this was on his own. And then went and shut down the 5th Celtic. In the corner, their best Celtic left, Jaylen Brown. When you have a player on the court that can do that, you can achieve anything. Seriously, you can achieve anything, including putting a ring. And not there. Anywhere you want to wear. This is like the marriage ring. But look, I'd marry the Knicks if they got us a championship. That was outstanding. That was outstanding. All right, let's get back to this. Big Mitch fucking pulled it off beautifully. All right, we got some stats here. Before we get to the stats, I want to show you guys something else that totally warms my heart. It was the final wrap-up of the broadcast of tonight's game.
And Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals. That's going to start next Wednesday. The Knicks will have home court advantage. And this is back when the Knicks were able to get into the conference finals. The head coach, Jeff Van Gundy.
JVG, the last time Knicks were in the Eastern Conference Finals. I went to high school with Lenny. Mikal Bridges, outstanding. OG's defense, outstanding. We're a whole other level, guys. We're just in another level right now.
Between the Nuggets and the Thunder in Oklahoma City to the right, to face Minnesota in the Western Conference Finals. Rob producer Tim Corrigan, director Mike Schwab, our outstanding ESPN crew.
This man made it all happen.
And Lisa Mike
We don't get here without. Now I'm going to sing the praises of Jalen Brunson. There is absolutely no way, shape, or form that we Knicks and Knicks fans would be in this situation without Jalen Brunson's brilliance. He came to this team after the Dallas Mavericks fucked up, and didn't sign him to an extension, and they let him go for nothing. Eventually, it did cost us a second-round pick because they think there was some backroom shenanigans. Whatever. The New York Knicks got themselves the best point guard in the Eastern Conference. From the Dallas Mavericks. Leon, it was his number one priority to sign him in the offseason. They pulled it off. They brought his dad with him. I think we had maybe signed the dad first. And he has changed everything for these Knicks. He scored the most points in clutch time in the fourth quarter of any other player since Kobe Bryant. Actually, he's tied what Kobe Bryant did, 102 points. I think now he's surpassed it. Just we would be nowhere without Jalen Brunson right now. Maybe nowhere is a bit of exaggerating, but I don't think we'd be here. We wouldn't be here right now. So thank you, Jalen Brunson. Thank you, Jalen Brunson, for coming to the New York Knicks. Thank you so much. We got a super chat from Lionel Agramonte. What's up, brother? I appreciate that so much. Thank you, man. Mr. George, we haven't seen the real cat yet. I feel like today we saw a glimpses of the real cat. Is he waiting for the Joker or Rudy to explode? Big Bodega has 10 platinos at $1 and Duckman tonight. Oh, man, that's hilarious. Look, I think Cat, he had a rough series against Boston. Boston has three bigs who are really intelligent. They know how to defend properly, and then one of those three is Kristaps, who is just a lethal offensive force, but he just wasn't feeling right. Knicks got a little lucky. If Kristaps was 100% healthy, I think we'd be going to a game 7. I think we would be going to a game 7. I still think Knicks could win. But I think we'd be going to a game 7. But that's also including Tatum never getting hurt. But once Tatum went down, Kristaps has never really been the guy who can lead a team on his own to a resounding postseason victory. He's never been that guy. So he needed Tatum to be there. But if Tatum and Kristaps were healthy for this series, it might have been a whole different story. But that's the whole journey. That is the journey of the postseason. That's the journey of the NBA. Last year, we lost OG. OG could only play like 4 or 5 minutes in that final game. And then Bridges breaks his hand in the third quarter. And then that was it. Injuries are just a reality of basketball. And this year, the basketball gods have looked favorably upon the Knicks and have rewarded them with at least enough health to get past the championship Celtics. And now they're going to be staring at the Indiana Pacers next. Love it. Thank you so much for your contribution, brother. Let's fucking go Knicks. Let's go. I love it. All right, what are we going to look at? Let's look at this. Here we go. Salute to everybody. Man, if you guys, let me know what's going on in 7th Avenue. I'm sure it's complete madhouse, complete bedlam right there. All right, so the New York Knicks outscored the Boston Celtics 119-81 in this game. Complete annihilation. The largest lead was 41 for the Knicks. 41. Celtics led by once. They were tied once, and there were only 2 lead changes. So once the Knicks took control of this game, They never looked back. They built up a 41-point lead late in that third quarter, and they pretty much held on to it for most of the game from that point on to end up winning by, what did they win by? 38 points. That is a resounding thrashing. A thrashing of a former champion. It's tough to repeat in the modern NBA with, the bullshit of the CBA and all that. It's hard to hold on to guys. Well, here is the final result of that. In a wild turn of events, the leading scorer for the Knicks ends up being OG Anunoby with 23 points tonight after getting off to kind of a cold-ish start. He picked it up. Look at that. Beautifully done. 23 points for him, 12 rebounds for Towns, and 11 dimes for Josh Hart, and 2 blocks for OG Anunoby. And then when you look at all the stats on the right side, the team comparisons, the Knicks literally dominated every single stat. 119 to 181, 68 rebounds to 41 rebounds, 25 assists to 19 assists, 7 steals to just 4, 6 blocks to just 3, 14 turnovers to 15 turnovers. So they won that. They shot 46.2% compared to 36% for Celtics. They shot from the three-point line 34.8% compared to Celtics under 30%, 29.3%. And then free throws. They hit 90.5% of their free throws. A team with Mitch Robinson. And the Celtics shot 70% from the free throw line. Shout out to Adam Kane. Thank you so much, brother, for Khan, not Kane, Khan, for the super chat. I appreciate that. There's no such thing as basketball gods. Jesus Christ is Lord of all. All right. Thank you so much for that, brother. Yes, I mean, it's a metaphor, the basketball gods, but yes, thank you so much for that. Appreciate it. The New York Knicks destroyed them in the paint. 48 to 34. Second chance points. Complete annihilation. More than doubled them up. 25 to 11. And even the Knicks even won the fast break points tonight. 20 to 8. I feel a little bit bad for Celtics fans. The Celtics fans that thought, oh, you know what? The Knicks suck. Boston can beat their ass. Oh my God. If you guys listened to any of that garbage in the past 48 hours, it was just, it made me just want to gag, man. It made me want to gag. Oh, man. What a great night. What a great night. What a great result. What a tremendous result. And now I'm going to shout out the coach, Tom Thibodeau. Thibs, I have been the one who have doubted you the most. And I'm going to say right now, salute to you, brother. You saved your job. You did what you needed to do. You motivated these guys to play the right way when they needed to. You had faith in that starting five. Even though they are a losing starting five, they have gotten their asses whipped. But there's something you saw in them. And you knew that Mitch could make a huge difference. And you believed in Deuce McBride. And somehow you were able to create a cocktail that was able to deliver the biggest victory for New York Knicks fans that we have had in 25 years. Shout out to you. You deserve to hold on to your job at this moment. You are the coach for next season, no doubt whatsoever. Shout out to you. You made the right moves in this game, and you prepared the players correctly. One thing that I noticed, as opposed to Game 5, where the switching, there was a little bit of hesitance in the switching, and the Celtics were able to capitalize on those split-second moments of hesitance because you had the players switching in games 1 through 4, and then I think in Game 5, you thought without Tatum on the court, the Knicks wouldn't need to fully switch as much as they were. Well, that was a mistake. And hence, that's why we ended up with a Game 6. But you immediately erased that. You shifted the focus, and the switching was so on point to the point where, and you realized that the first quarter was essential. Now, it's something I've been shouting about here on Into the Knicks-Verse for a long time. Don't let these Boston snipers get comfortable from distance, because then at some point, it doesn't even matter how much you contest them. They're still going to bury those threes if they get comfortable early. Well, in tonight's game, you adjusted, you suffocated that space, you sucked the air between the shooter and the defender out of it, and the players executed your plan. Especially Karl-Anthony Towns, especially in that first quarter. He was out there on the perimeter with his big mitt, completely taking up all the airspace from those Boston Celtics shooters, and it worked. Congratulations to you. I am so happy for all of us that your plan worked. Love it. Love it. Oh, we got some more super chaps in the house. Jesse Rodriguez, what's up, brother? What's it going to take to get to New York City, 7th Ave? Ah, man. We shall see. We shall see. I was talking to my son before I came on here. We definitely are going to go. We definitely want to go for next year, for sure. But, man, if things could work out for this year, that would be wonderful. That would be wonderful. But we are going to party our asses off. Party our asses off because, you know what? I think this good run is going to last at least for another 14 months. Let's put it that way. Lionel Argamonte, thanks again for another super chat. He says, imagine if Leon gets Dante this summer. Thibs won't doubt to trade bench players that he don't trust. This could be the beginning of a New York dynasty. Okay, I mean, that's kind of what I was teasing at, and you totally went right for it. and look, man, anything can happen, but let's worry about right now. Let's worry about right now. I think the New York Knicks are in a great position right now. This is going to be it already is. It already is one of the greatest postseasons I have ever seen, and I'm including the finals years. You know, I was there to watch what was that, the '94 finals. Oh, that was brutal, but I was there, and that was when I turned 30. I watched that, and now it's crazy to think 30 years later, the New York Knicks are right there, ready to go back to the finals again. Outstanding. Let's go, New York, go, New York, go. What's up, Jesse? Lionel, Tendril, Silvery Gray, Chewbacca. I love that name. I love the screen names you guys pick. It's outstanding. You guys, if you guys have any questions or whatever, just drop it in the chat. But this is a post-game celebration. Post-game celebration right now. Man. Well, in June I'll be 61. In June I'll be 61, and hopefully I'll turn 61 after the Knicks have won their third championship. Let's go. We got over 250 in the chat. Thank you guys for joining me here tonight. Shout out to everybody. You guys are the most amazing fans there are. So, I mean, incredibly intelligent fans, passionate fans. I feel like most of you probably have all played basketball yourselves in different levels and stuff, so you know what this game is about. This is a truly phenomenal evening for all New York Knicks fans, all New Yorkers right now. Salute, Alex Nader. What's up, brother? Oh, man, welcome into the party here. We're going to celebrate. I mean, I don't know how long I can keep going, but we're going to celebrate as far as we can right now tonight. All right, let's go back to this. All right. So let's look at some stats. So wait, is this the game? Yeah, here's the game. So the New York Knicks, the Boston Celtics. We'll look at theirs first, and then we'll look at the Knicks. Jaylen Brown fouled out tonight. Pretty early on, got to say. He delivered 20 points before he fouled out. 3 of 9 from the three-point line. 8 of 20. If you guys watch some of those other in-between videos and analytical videos, I mentioned that I did not believe that Brown would continue the level of play that he had in Game 5, that he was going to regress back to the mean, which is what he had been doing all playoffs long. He hasn't been the Jaylen Brown of years past. Whether he's dealing with injuries himself or whatever the reason is, I knew he wasn't going to keep that up. And Derek White, look, he's not a superstar. Superstars are the ones that deliver night in, night out, no matter what. He's not. He's a phenomenal role player. He's probably maybe the best role player in the NBA, or was until tonight. And then tonight, in 30 minutes of play, 3 of 11, 27% from the field. He shoots 25% from the three-point line, 2 of 8. 8 points for him. Just shows that when you guard somebody, the reason Derek White is the lethal weapon that he is because he's got 2 All-NBA guys on the court with him, Brown and Tatum. You take Tatum away, and then you're playing with a compromised Brown. How great can Derek White be? Not that great, especially if you just guard him out there. Put a hand in his face. He can't shoot over that. And he doesn't have much else. He tries to drive. No. Can't really do much. So the New York Knicks, he was a minus 45. That is whoa. I think that's the worst plus minus I've ever seen. A minus 45 for Derek White in any game ever. I've never seen a plus minus that bad. A minus 45 for Derek White. Holy shit. And then you got Peyton Pritchard. Remember him? The annoying little gnat that he is. Only 1 of 5 from the three-point line. 6 points for him total. 11 points for him. Minus 17. Kristaps. I got to say, Kristaps was just injured. He just wasn't feeling himself. That's what that was about. Good for us. It happens. That's what happens in the playoffs. You gotta survive to thrive. And if you can't, what can you do? Luke Cornett had the game of his life in Game 5. It was the Luke Cornett game. He had 7 blocks. He was all over the place. Tonight, befuddled. He finished with just 1 single block. He got only 5 rebounds, 5 points, a minus 16 for him. Let's keep going here. Let's see what we got here. The Knicks. Here's the Knicks box score. Right, look, all 5 starters in double figures, and then you add Deuce McBride in there. 10 points for him. Mitch, only 1 point. It's amazing that a player, could play just 13 and a half minutes, only deliver 1 point, but finish a plus 20. That is the impact. Wait, how does that happen? Oh, it happens like this. This is how it happens. In case you missed it earlier, it's worth another look. It's worth a second look right here. Look at this. He goes, you want to shoot? Oh, no, oh, wait, I got you. Wait, you want to drive on me? No. And then Cat comes over, and then Mitch is the one who recovers, seals off Brown, and gets the steal. But wait, it's not over. Passes it to Deuce, who moves it ahead to Hart, and then Hart finds Cat, and Cat fakes the 3. It didn't finish. Well. But he gets the points. Beautifully done. All right, let's go back to, what is offensive rebounding? Major part of this game. Knicks had 15 offensive rebounds compared to just 9 for the Celtics. The Knicks had 40 defensive rebounds. 40 defensive rebounds compared to just 27 for the Celtics. What I loved about what the Knicks did tonight, what I love about what they did tonight was they trusted each other. They all put a max effort on the defensive end, and they were as connected as I've ever seen them tonight. Yes, the Celtics were without Jason Tatum, but remember, this is a team that kicked our ass in Game 5. And now we held them to just 81 points tonight. That kind of domination, annihilation, comes from a team that has that extra gear, both defensively and offensively. So now it comes to the moment where we have to start thinking about the Indiana Pacers. What will happen in that series between the Knicks and the Indiana Pacers? You guys, I want to drop it in the comments what you think is going to happen in that. I want to hear your predictions for the Knicks in that series. Let me hear those predictions. I'm going to look something up here really fast. There we go. Just want to look at. Okay. So, here we go. Oh, we only played them 3 times? I thought we played them 4 times. Interesting. So the New York Knicks played the Indiana Pacers 3 times this year. We won the season series 2-1. We averaged 124 points per game against them. Wow. I didn't realize it was that high. We shot almost 54% against them. Wow. We shot 36.7% from the three-point line against them. That just means their defense sucks, honestly, against us. We had almost a 600 field goal percentage. We were 595, which is the fifth best. The fifth best field goal percentage we have had all season long was against the Indiana Pacers. True shooting, 635. Wow. But look, the Knicks just beat a team that dominated us in the playoffs. So you can't get too excited about regular season results when it comes to the playoffs. Indiana could be playing on a whole other level right now. It was hard to judge because the Cavs, watching those games, the Cavs, what was it, game 2? The Cavs played without 3 of their key players. And the Cavs are just kind of a mysterious configuration. They have 2 small guards, and the Pacers have big perimeter players out there. Nembhard, Nesmith, Halliburton. They've got size out on the perimeter. Mathurin with his athleticism. It wasn't a good matchup for the Celtics. I mean, for the Cavs. It wasn't a good matchup for the Cavs. And then they also have, their own 7-foot center who can shoot the 3, and they have a power forward who can score a 3-level scorer all over the place. They have a decent bench, and they have a great coach, and they have Obi Toppin out there. I don't think any of that's going to matter against the Knicks, honestly. I think the Knicks are really. I think the Knicks. The reason these stats exist is because this Knicks team, the way they're configured, are there to just punish the Indiana Pacers. So I'm predicting, even though just off the cuff, I haven't done a deep dive on it because I'm superstitious. Even though, I don't believe in a lot of shit. I also don't want to I don't want to mess with luck. I don't want to mess with that. I am a superstitious person, and anything can happen in the playoffs. But at this point, I would say the Knicks have a tremendous chance to advance to the NBA Finals, to get by the Indiana Pacers in 6 games. It might even go 7. It might even go 7, like it did last year. But if the Knicks stay healthy, I just don't see the New York Knicks losing to the Indiana Pacers in a 7-game series. I just don't see it. I struggle to see that happening at all. Let's look at the actual games themselves. So we played them in Game 2, which we won. 123-98. We destroyed them in Game 2 of the year. And then we played them in Game 9, which we lost. 132-121, but we still lit them up for 121 points. But it was at the time when the Knicks defense was very sus. No Mitch. They weren't connected on the defensive end the way they should be. Deuce was still, I think Deuce wasn't even playing yet, right? Wasn't he hurt? So that was a weird version of the team right there. And then we only played them one more time for the rest of the year. I thought we had to play Indiana at least 4 times. Here we are. On February 11th, let's look at this game. Let's look at it together. New York Knicks destroyed them 120. So the Knicks averaged 123 or 24 points per game against the Indiana Pacers in the regular season. That's a pretty tremendous scoring percentage right there, scoring number right there. Towns went off for 40. Josh Hart had 30 in that game. Deuce 15. Shamet 11. And this is a game where Brunson struggled. Did he get hurt in that game? I'm having a blank on this. Oh, he had 5 fouls. So that kind of could explain that. But only 8 points for Brunson, and the Knicks destroyed the Pacers 128-115. Now, did they have Halliburton? They did have Halliburton. They had everybody. Everybody was available, and the Knicks still destroyed them. But that was back in February. That was quite a while ago. Let's look at what the Pacers are, what they're all about lately. Let's check those guys out together. Let's look at the game log. So let's look at lately. Let's see what the trends are. Lately, look at this. So they've won 7 out of their last 8 games in the regular season. And then in the postseason, they took care of Milwaukee pretty easily. I mean, Milwaukee without Dame Lillard, I mean, what are they? I mean, they traded away Drew. I mean, what are they without Dame Lillard? I mean, is that really something to be? I mean, the Knicks would have wiped the floor with the Brewers. I mean, the Brewers. The Bucks. And then, but they did take care of business against the Cavs. 121-112, game 1. 121-19, game 2. There's just a 1-point victory there. They eked it out. And they lost game 3, even though they shot pretty well. Overall, 52% from the, inside the arc, but only 30% from the 3-point line. So I will say, if the Knicks can employ a similar type of defensive strategy out on the perimeter that they employed tonight against the Pacers, this could also be a gentleman's sweep. The Knicks could win the Eastern Conference Finals in 5 games, as long as they're hitting their shots. That's the problem. The Knicks can go cold for long stretches. So let's just say 6 games, just to play it safe. Knicks in 6 in the Eastern Conference Finals. That's what it's feeling like right now. That's what it is. Let me put out a poll here. I'm curious what you guys think. All right, almost ready here. All right, I started a poll. I'm curious what you guys think. It helps me understand, the vibe, what's going on. Put the poll up there for you guys. Appreciate that. Oh man, let's look at this here. Let's go back to this because it's like the most beautiful massacre box score I've ever seen in the playoffs for the Knicks. Boston could only put up 81 points tonight. Holy shit. Only 81 points. That is wild, man. That is so wild. Holy shit. Man. That is wild. Yes. Yes. That's right, Terrell White. I do have that. Well, my son he's not in LA right now. He's in Seattle. But I'm going to, honestly, if the Knicks make it to the finals, I'm going to make sure my son comes down to visit me so we can watch the finals together. And if you're listening, Nick, Dylan, Knicks, I say Knicks so much. It's like, if you're listening, Dylan, that's the plan. Knicks get to the finals, you got to come down. Also, it's going to be my birthday. So you got to come down, bro. Son. Now I'm going to talk to all the fathers out there. You guys know what it's like, right? When you have a son or a daughter and you start sharing with your child your passions, and you hope that they adopt them as well. And then when they do adopt them, when they become fans of your teams, and then your team struggles, and then your team is humiliated, and then they even create hashtags LOL Knicks, and that becomes the narrative for the majority of their young life. You know how difficult that is. Tonight is it's like a baptism. It's like it washes away all of that angst, aggravation, humiliation from the years past. All of that has been washed away tonight by this Game 6. Resounding Game 6 victory. This kind of victory doesn't come by accident. It comes because you are the better team. Tonight and throughout this entire series, make no mistake, the New York Knicks have been the better team. The New York Knicks have been the better team in the entire postseason of any team, because no other team had to face the reigning champions. That's right. So, OKC, what? Denver, Minnesota, Pacers, you didn't have to play Boston. And you didn't have to play a really difficult, scrappy Detroit team. That team would have beat the shit out of Milwaukee and the Pacers if they had faced them in the first round. And I don't mean that. I'm not saying that as hyperbole to like puff up the Knicks' accomplishment. I'm not. I've been saying that for a while now. That was a difficult team. That was a tough team. And I don't want to put this, but if I were Giannis, that's the team I would want to go to. I mean, of course, the Spurs with Wembanyama. Yeah, but Wembanyama, he's 7 foot, whatever he is, 6, 7. He got hurt this year. He could get hurt again. But Cade Cunningham is built like a larger Jalen Brunson. And he's built like a better Luka. He's a smarter Luka. He's a better defending Luka. So if I were Giannis, I would go to the Detroit Pistons. The problem is the Pistons, I don't know what their draft pick situation, I don't know what they'd have to give up. They don't have enough to trade for Giannis. But that's where I would want to go if I was Giannis Antetokounmpo. Yeah. All right, what do we got here? Let's look at the poll. Right now, majority of you have the Knicks in 6. Okay. Pacers in 6. Okay. 19% say Pacers in 6. 67% Knicks in 6. 15% say Knicks in 7. So I like how you guys, most of you guys are expecting a shorter series. Not shorter, but not to go the distance. Interesting. Very interesting. I like that. Man. This moment, this was the moment I've been waiting for. This is why I started this channel. You know, to be able to share the joy of a New York Knicks team succeeding. And I just wanted to be a voice, you know, to be part of the narrative. And I think we've accomplished that here. I think definitely we've accomplished it. I know I put out a lot of information out there over the years that has definitely infiltrated the proper areas, decision makers. Some they've ignored, many they have embraced, and now we're here. The New York Knicks are going to the Eastern Conference Finals. They are one of the final 4 teams of this season that began on October 22nd with a humiliating loss to these very same Boston Celtics that the Knicks just eliminated. The champion Celtics. They had to be there for ring night. They were there for ring night, and now the Knicks have sent them home on vacation, and now they are one of the 4 teams remaining to fight for the ring. The one ring to rule them all. And the Knicks are going to pull it off. I'm telling you guys, barring injuries, because injuries change and fuck shit up. Celtics fans will tell you. We know it from last year. Barring injury, then let me put it to you this way. The Celtics last season, during their postseason run, lost 3 games total. In this series alone, they lost 4 at the hands of the New York Knicks. So the New York Knicks have the legitimate right to pick up that mantle and carry it forward. They are now the team to beat. I don't give a shit about what OKC did in the regular season, about what Denver's doing, about the Minnesota Timberwolves. I give 0 fucks about that. The New York Knicks just slayed the dragon. The Green Dragon from Boston, and they slayed them, and they did it in resounding fashion, and they deserve to be the favorites to win the NBA championship. If you're listening, Vegas, listen to this. Knicks should be the resounding favorites to win it all. And if you guys gamble, put your money on it right now. Let's go. All right, I'm going to wrap this up because talking by yourself for an hour plus is exhausting. I'm going to end the poll. I'm going to give another few minutes for the poll. If you guys put your I want to see. We need more. We only got like 37 votes in here. Go, put some more votes in there. Listen, man. All right, let's just keep going here. Let's do a little bit of this. So here are the Knicks stats right here. Mikal Bridges, fantastic game tonight. Probably his best postseason game, easily. 30 minutes, 22 points, 4 of 7 from the three-point line, 3 assists, 4 rebounds. OG Anunoby started off slow but finished beautifully. 7 of 18, 4 of 13 from the three-point line. Not that efficient because he got off to a cold start, but he finished with 23 points, 9 rebounds, and tremendous defense out there. Karl Anthony Towns, 21 points. He needed 20 field goal attempts for 21 points, but at least he went out and established the tone. He set the tone early, and he also got a double-double with 21 points and 12 rebounds. Jalen Brunson, 23 points for him. Great efficiency, 3 of 8 from the three-point line, 8 of 14 overall. Got 6 rebounds for him and 6 assists. But Josh Hart, fantastic triple-double night for him. 33 minutes, 10 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists, and he even buried a three-pointer. But the two guys who I got really super highlight out right here from the bench is Mitch Robinson. In 14 minutes of play, he completely dominated. And then Deuce McBride played 32 minutes, 10 points for him, 4 of 7 overall, and 40% from the three-point line, 2 of 5. The New York Knicks took care of biznatch. Here's the plus-minus, plus 25 for Bridges, plus 26 for OG, plus 25 for Towns, plus 30 for Jalen Brunson, the captain, plus 24 for Josh Hart, plus 20 for Mitch Robinson, and a plus 20 for Deuce McBride. We even got to see some PJ Tucker minutes. Let's go. I showed you guys that already. Here are the final stats here. The New York Knicks, and it was all about the turnovers. The Knicks forced the Celtics to commit just 2 more turnovers than they committed, but the major difference was they only allowed 8 points off their 14 turnovers, while they were able to convert the 16 turnovers that Boston created into 22 points. That is a plus 14 right there on points conceded off turnovers, and that was a look. All the hustle stats. Fast break, plus 15. Points in the paint, plus 14. And then stocks. The Knicks had 13 stocks compared to 7 for the Celtics. 25 assists compared to 19. 55 rebounds compared to 36 as a plus 19 in rebounds. Just complete domination. Knicks once led by 41 points in this game, which is the largest deficit the Boston Celtics have had all season long. All season. Wow. New York Knicks advance. All right, closing the poll. Okay. I like it. Knicks fans believe in the Knicks. It's a whole new world right now. All right, I want to thank you guys for joining me here tonight. We still got over 200 in the chat. It's fantastic. Thank you guys so much for joining me here. Of course, I'll put out an analytical video over the weekend looking at the Pacers. I got to look at them more with put them under the microscope. See what's going on with them. Shout out to them. I mean, they took care of business. They beat the Bucks. And then they beat the Cavs. I mean, they did what they needed to do, and the Knicks have done what they needed to do. And now we have a rematch of last year's second round where the Knicks were right there, ready to advance, but the injury bug just hit them hard. Let's hope we avoid that this year, and the Knicks move on to the NBA Finals. But I'll be looking at that. I'll put out those videos. So again, if you have subscribed and haven't turned on the notification bell, now's the time to do it. And if you haven't subscribed, do it. Join the party and turn on that notification bell. And definitely drop your comments. I want to hear your thoughts and feelings about the Knicks. Even if you guys are here right now in the chat, later on, if you guys think of something, drop it in there. I read them all. You guys are my co-collaborators here on Into the Knicks-Verse. Oh, man, I am so overwhelmed with joy right now. So proud of these guys. And I'm so proud of you guys. So proud of everybody here who have believed in this team the whole way through with me. Thank you so much. Shout out to Lex the Destroyer. Shout out to We Survey 100 People. Shout out to everyone in the chat. We even got Mongo Slade in here. We got Steven Aceto. Shout out to all the old school guys. Terrell White, Drew's Reviews, Jesse Rodriguez. Man, everybody here. Everybody. Really appreciate all the love. Man. We are going to party for the next 4 weeks. Let's go. Let's go, New York. Go, New York. Go. Woo! All right. Signing off. Again, my name is George Esguerra. Follow me on social media. Subscribe to this channel. Share the videos. Any of the videos. Hit the thumbs up button for me. And I will see you in the Eastern Conference Finals. Around the Knicks-Verse. Let's go. Mike still on? Oh, yeah.